All right, man. Good afternoon. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this, man. I am excited. Man, you have no idea. You have no idea how excited that I am. And the reason is because I closed out a chapter last night, turning over a new page. Blank, exactly kind of like what I'm doing here. Blank. I'm strategizing, planning, figuring out my next moves. And that's exactly what anyone or everyone should be doing, especially if you're just at a point to where, like, okay, like, you feel that push, you feel that urge, you feel something within your gut, within your heart, within your soul, that it's time to move on and push on to something bigger and better. And eventually, whatever situation that you are in, or whatever mindset that you are in right now, it's okay to if you stayed with the company and you gave it absolutely everything that you fucking got, right? Everything. You put in all the work, you showed up every day, all day long, you're doing the best that you can to produce consistent results. And the only thing that you're really lacking is the knowledge and the experience. If that's it, and you really are trying. Now, with me, I'm always going to say, man, I could have done better. What if I knocked on one more door? So the company that I just left, it was I didn't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? I did not want to leave. I really didn't. But it's just because, hey, business is business. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it. It's not like I wasn't trying. It's not like I sucked at the door. I was great at the door. Yeah, sometimes you have those moments where you knock on the door, the homeowner's right there, and it's kind of like, and then you walk back to your car and you drive off and you're like, man, I should have said this, I should have said that. That just comes with trial and fucking error. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 2 months in. And this is all, my background is building houses, not talking to people, not going up door to door. And let me tell you, that's what I'm saying. I wish I would have done this a lot sooner, but at least I'm doing it now. Those door-to-door sales is 100% the best way to go if you want to get into sales. My personal opinion. And I think what really molded me was when we went down to St. Louis, Missouri, because here in Michigan, there just really isn't a whole lot of hail to go after. We went to all the spots here in Michigan, from up north to near Detroit, some little spots up in Holland, Zealand. It just really not a whole lot here. At least not enough to easily get roofs accepted. If you climb up on a roof and you have to really physically just fucking look for the shit, you have to make your fingernails bleed or your fingertips bleed. You really shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't have to do that, but essentially that's just how it is. And I've been told last year, the year before, the year after that, Michigan has been really, really great when it comes to hail. But so that's just exactly why we had to go to Wisconsin, Indiana, St. Louis. And let me tell you, St. Louis was a beast. I've never been to a major city like that before. Huge. Houses on houses on houses. That really changed me in a positive way, because I got to see what it's like and to see other people how they live. This is for a different video on that. I'm not saying that I seen things that was very traumatic. It is not that, but it molded me because, one, it was very, very hot. A lot of pressure was, I had pressure was fucking on. It was like the Super Bowl. You know, it was in just a whole 2 weeks there, nothing but a grind. I mean, I was mentally exhausted, mentally just, it was just like, man, like I wasn't gonna mentally break. That's one thing about me. You cannot mentally break me, you know. But it was just a sense like, okay, like the CEO, the boss is right there, and you know, he said some things, man, and it wasn't bad, you know what I'm saying? It was really just a way to try to push me, and it was just, I kind of took it a little bit more personal than I should have. And that's the thing about business, man. Like, don't try to take things personally. You know, it just don't, because it will fuck you up. But and then eventually I started to, because I didn't give up and I didn't fold, I didn't break. I was able to produce results. And it wasn't towards the end, and it was towards the end of our time being there. I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, I wish I would have stayed a whole another week. If I had the money to get my own hotel, I would have stayed a whole another week. And just for morning to night. And what the problem was, because of my lack of experience and lack of knowledge when it comes to not just walking up to, you know, talking with homeowners. It was more as when you look on Hail Trace, that's the app that we was using, and St. Louis is just like blasted by hail. But all this hail happened in May. So at the time it was only like 4 months ago. And every contractor that you could think of, like, hit that shit. Obviously there's more than enough for everybody to eat, but the areas that I was knocking, heavily saturated. But because I was like so determined, like, man, you know what, I know I could get somebody here, I know I can. I mean, I really tried. I had a lot of people just like not even open the door. They just, oh, another roofer's here. You know, talk with some good people. You know, I'm sure there's some that I probably could have, you know, flipped. But then again, I've learned also there's gonna be some moments when the homeowner is very nice and they politely say no, and because you're so used to having a homeowner be like aggressive back, and it's like, no, get out of here, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when they're nice and they're saying no to you multiple times, and you say, okay, I know I can flip them. There's been a few times where I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna try. You know what I'm saying? Being out there, and that's the thing, people in St. Louis are very respectful. I know St. Louis was, you know, top 2, top 3, whatever, murderous capital in the United States, but I didn't catch that vibe. You know, I mean, I'm sure if you really want to look for trouble, I'm sure trouble isn't, you know, I'm sure it's not hard to, you know, find. But essentially, yeah, so anyway, fast forward to like now, you know, I think what it is just more training and just going out there and doing it, you know. But at the end of the day, the company needs money, and I'm just gonna be completely honest, it's just I wasn't really being consistent with my sales. That's about it. But what's funny is, like, I have more success when it comes to commercial jobs. Like, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. I don't care if it's in a rich neighborhood, a poor neighborhood, you know, companies. I mean, you know, I was able to get on a Marathon, a liquor store, a very nice restaurant, things that, you know, like, and multiple others too. Panera Bread, but the Panera Bread, that was more of like somebody that works there, they know me, so that's how I was able to even get that. But yeah, so I just really just got the vibe, like, you know what, I think it's time to leave. I don't want to, but I think it was just time to like push on. So Yeah. Now it's like, okay, I still want to pursue sales, and for a while, I've always, wanted to get into real estate, land development, things like that, for a long time. Um, and well, when I was still being a framer, or when I was a framer, I always, towards the end, I always, said like, man, like I want to get onto like the sales side of things, like sales. And this is why I'm saying like you can like legit manifest your own future. And when I was saying that back then, I wasn't really pursuing it. Like, oh, I just want to know, like where's the sales at? How I just said like I really want to, because I didn't want to just wear a tool bag around my waist like all the time. I mean, respect the guys that do it until they're like 40, 50, 60. I mean, hats off to you. But ever since I broke my wrist, I was like, you know what? I need to do something. So that's why I started my own business. I obviously didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like, hey, we're going to figure it out. And that's the thing. That's the key. Even though if you don't know exactly what you're going to be, if you don't know what you're doing, just do it anyway. Just do it anyway. And don't be afraid to make mistakes and trial and error. That's going to happen, but that's how you're going to learn. There really is you can't follow everybody's blueprint. You could take you could take some parts, but eventually you have to create your own blueprint. That's why everybody's different. That's why a lot of people fail. It's like, oh, I'm going to do exactly what this guy did. He made it. He's rich. He's wealthy. I'm going to do exactly what he did. And then if you really do, you might not be rich and wealthy and successful because you're not doing it in your own way. You got to put your own little spice to it. That's the thing. I mean, of course, everybody wants to be a realist. Be in the real estate game and flip houses and things like that. That thing's been around forever. But to be successful and stand out, you got to put your own little swag, your own spice to it, and create your own blueprint and things like that. It's essentially what I'm trying to figure out. That's the beauty about choices. You have a choice. You can either sit and bitch, or sit and create and put into action. That's what I got. That's exactly what I got. I know I have potential in sales. Just not what this company needs is just someone that is already experienced. That's exactly what it is. Somebody that already knows, what I'm saying, what they're doing, saying things like that. I'm not trying to downplay myself, what I'm saying. I'm really not. Prime example is this. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He got cut from his basketball team, I think high school, I do believe. Yeah, he got cut. Obviously, his coach, shit like that, didn't think it was good enough. But because Michael Jordan had undeniable faith within himself, he didn't let the doubt of others, mess up his own mindset. He's like, okay, if you don't really believe in me, I believe in me. I have faith in me. I'll roll the dice. You know what I'm saying? I will always bet on me to go from here to there. So that's the mindset. Like, that is the mindset right there. Always bet on yourself. If you're confident and you're determined and you're going to do whatever that it takes to get from level 1 to level 10, go for it. Don't let the doubt of others dictate of your own life. Don't even do that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I mean, when is life ever going to be easy? If you just sit and complain and bitch, and have other people try to take care of you and feel bad for you, wouldn't you, like, that's just gonna make your life even harder because you're not feeling great. You're not feeling your true self. So wouldn't you rather just accept that it's gonna be difficult, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be challenging? Sometimes it's gonna be a little bit of stress, you know, and just make something out of it? That's all it is just a mindset. That's all it is, man. It's just a mindset. Just because this guy here has been doing it a little longer than you have, make no mistake, that guy sucked too when he first started. So don't ever think like, oh, he's just better than me. Of course. Of course. Expect that. Expect it. You think Michael Jordan, you know, when he first started playing basketball, you think, man, that guy's fucking good. Do you think he was like, oh, I'll never be as good as him? Fuck no. Fuck no. You could always be great. Oh, fuck. I think I fucked that up. You could always be fucking great. One advice that this guy said, and that really kind of helped me out a lot. I forgot what video that I was watching, but he said, don't spread yourself so wide. Like, go an inch and go deep a mile. Or something like that. Meaning, pick something that you want to be good at, or that you're already good at, or that you see yourself being great at it, and just go far as you can. That's how you become really successful. It's just, you know, which I understand it. Ouch. Because I go back to when I was running my own business. I spread myself thin. I would do anything, you know, like drywall, framing, windows, flooring. I mean, anything, just so I could, like, I was essentially just hustling. Like, any job that you have that needs done, right? If it's outside work, inside work, demo, whatever, I'll do it. But because I spread myself so thin, I wasn't really a master of nothing. You could be good at everything, but how far are you really gonna be? The key thing is being a master at something. That's the thing, being a master at something. So no matter what it is, I mean, if you like working on cars, modifying cars, things like that, dude, that's a big industry. Huge. There's two things in this life that will always be around: vehicles and houses, buildings. Like, those two things will always be around. Does not matter what the market is. Oh, the market's so bad, there's no point. Dude, there's somebody that has money. There's somebody that's gonna buy. I mean, we live in a day of time right now where it's so much, I'm not saying easier, but it's so much, I'm just gonna say, I guess it's so much easier now to become really successful. I mean, well, I think, like, every 5 minutes or every 16 minutes or something like that, there's somebody that is becoming a millionaire. So there's something like that. I don't know how factual that is, but if that's the fucking case, then there's a lot of people out here that have money. So don't even worry about the market. Don't even worry about that. Just figure out what you want to do and just do it. Even if you don't have, oh, what if this, what if that? If you have that mindset of a what if, then you're not going to go far. You're not going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. Just do it. Stop stressing yourself out. Like, oh, what if it don't work? Then I wasted my time. Well, then you wasn't really meant to do that anyway. If you're so worried about wasting your time, then you don't know what you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, follow your curiosity, man. Like, what are the things that, if you had all the money in the world right now, let's say you have $100 million, what would your daily life be like? Oh, I'm just going to buy a bunch of Lambos and you know, clothes. Like, no, you really? Like, no. Like, what is it that you would be doing on a daily? What is it? Hunting? Is it fishing? Is it building a big ass pole barn and like working on cars? I mean, like what is it? You know? So when you figure out what that would be, like, man, my life would be like this. I would travel here, travel there. Okay, well, what can you do that would involve traveling? You know what I'm saying? You just got to figure out. You got to be creative and things like that, and be sourceful. Be fucking sourceful. But anyway, I think it's time to end this right now. But I think the most important thing, if you're stuck and you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what to do, take a piece of paper like this and a pen and write down 25 things. This is challenging too. It's a little bit of a challenge. It really makes your brain work. Write down 25 things that you are curious about, and wrap it in with what you're passionate about, you know, as well. So once you write those 25 things down, go through the list and just kind of see which ones will like correlate. Oh, I like making food. Oh, I like watching, you know, cooking shows. Okay, so you like cooking food, like watching cooking shows. You want to be a chef or something like that. Well, what if you just start your own YouTube channel and create your own seasoning? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm going for, or you get what I'm saying. Same thing with, yeah. So anyway, I gotta get out because I'll talk for like another 10 minutes, but peace.